Welcome gamers to SGWP Gaming episode 3 with myself, Captain Smewes. Today we're going to be talking about Luigi's Mansion 3. But before we do that, let's do what I usually like to do and let's go check out a little bit of history and see where this game came from. Luigi's Mansion is a third-perspective action-adventure game developed and published by Nintendo, and it came out in Europe in 2002 as a launch title for the Nintendo GameCube. In this game, you control Luigi, the brother of Mario. So instead of being the usual Mario brother, you're now the green overalls guy. And instead of trying to save Princess Peach, it's now Mario that is being kidnapped by King Boo. And as Luigi, you have to explore a huge mansion full of little puzzles and spooky ghosts. Now in the game, you're running around with a fucking vacuum cleaner. Yeah, vacuum cleaner. It's called the poltergust, and basically you have to suck up the ghosts, solve the little puzzles, and save the day. Despite the fact that you're not actually playing as Mario, and instead you're his brother Luigi, this game still went on to be a huge success. So much so that it became the 5th best-selling GameCube game of all time. So it is pretty surprising really that you had to wait 11 years to finally get a sequel, which we did finally get in 2013 with Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Pretty much the same concept, you're still Luigi, and instead of one mansion you now have to explore several different mansions, like 5 to 7 I think it was, and you're basically doing the same thing with a couple of new features and a little bit of online activity. Just one problem with this game, okay? You had the Wii U and then maybe, but no, it didn't come out on the Wii. You had Mario Galaxy on the Wii, but no, to get Luigi's Mansion, they gave it us in the form of a 3DS game to go on a little fucking screen. I don't want to be playing my games on a little tiny screen. I want my big TV, and that's where I want to play my game, so fuck that off and hurry up and give me the next sequel. Where's Luigi's Mansion 3? Now we have to wait even longer, but we do eventually finally get it in 2019. Luigi's Mansion 3! In October 2019 we finally get that sequel that we deserve, in the form of Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Nintendo Switch. This game is a fun family game, and again, it brings a lot of the mechanics from the previous games, but also adding some new features such as Luigi, which I'll get to in a moment. But first of all, let me just point out, this game's not actually set in a mansion. This time it's set in a hotel. This brings a fun dynamic to the game, as each floor has a new theme and a new atmosphere, and each floor has its own unique boss. So you have to go through each floor. There's no buttons on the elevator, you have to use this elevator, and with the help of your little ghost dog, your Polter pup, and Professor E. Gadd, which is the professor from the previous games that helps you out and creates your vacuum cleaner for you, and you have to find a button to each floor. So then you beat one boss, get the button, and then you proceed to the next floor. Now you can go through Egyptian floors and medieval floors, and like I said, everyone has its own unique boss. The puzzles are not too difficult, but they're also not too easy also. It's just the right balance, which is perfect for a nice family game like this. I could sit there playing this game, hit a puzzle and think, how do I solve this? My kids can sit next to me and they can help me solve it, and it's quite fun to play as a family. To solve these puzzles, you have a Luigi, which is another fun element. Now you have the black light on your vacuum cleaner, which you had in the previous, and your plunger to help pull things. So you have to use all these skills. It makes you use all your skills to solve the puzzles. But Luigi is what Professor Gadd has created. It's basically a slime version of Luigi. So you can make Luigi pop up, make him go and stand somewhere, and he has to do his thing while Luigi's doing his thing, and you have to work together to solve the puzzle and move on. The game also has many different ghosts and fun little collectibles to collect. Now these ghosts, you can collect them and then you can go to the basement and you can actually go to Professor Gadd and you can check out the menu where it will show you each unique ghost that you've caught and how many you've caught. So it keeps the statistics bang on for you to play with. In the same place, you can also check out the soundtrack. So all the soundtrack, it's nice little creepy tunes for you to have fun with. So also, to catch the ghosts, you have to use the flashlight. You got a little flashlight, and you have to shine the flashlight on the ghost to stun them, and then you get to suck them up in your hoover. Now, the mad thing is, every boss and each ghost are different. So for instance, you have a big block ghost, and for him you have to stun him and then run behind him and then grab him by the tail and suck him up. So there's all different ways to get the ghosts, and like I said before, with the different mechanics, you can blow with the hoover or you can suck with the hoover. It makes the puzzles much more interesting and makes you think more of which you need to do to get per ghost. So that's pretty much the main game. Running through puzzles, using Luigi to go through grates and little fences that Luigi can't get through, but if you get him wet or if you get him on fire, he does melt. So beware of that. So once you beat all these little fun puzzles and you beat the game, you can then move on to the skyscraper, or you could do this beforehand. This is basically a whole new game on its own. You can do it solo, or you can do it with up to 8 people on multiplayer. And basically this is in a mansion, and you got many different floors. I think you can choose the person that sets up the game. You can have 5, 10, 25, and eventually you can get an endless mode. And basically you have to complete different challenges to move on to the next level. So this can go from anywhere from capturing ghosts or collecting money, but you've got a certain time set to do it in. This makes it a lot of fun. Like I said, up to 8 players, so you can have a lot of fun doing this with different people and basically create a whole new game of its own. I'm not finished there. There is another mode. This is called the Scare Park, and this is basically like a party mode. Once again, you can play just 2 players, or you can play up to 8 players in your family. You can play it online or you can play it local, and basically, like I said, it's like a party mode. So you can play different modes, one where you're capturing ghosts and who can capture the most ghosts and get the most points, or you got one where you're more on a little rubber dinghy in a pool. In a rubber dinghy in a pool. And you have to use your hoover, your poltergust, to blow or suck and collect as many coins as you can. But you can bash each other into the mines and blow them up and collect their coins. It's basically like a battle royale from Mario Kart, but on Luigi's Mansion. There's also another mode where you have a cannon, and you have to work together and you have to beat the ghosts, get the balls, load the cannon, fire the cannon and hit the targets. So yeah, it's a very, very fun party mode for you to enjoy with your family. So there you go, Luigi's Mansion 3. It has fun characters, fun themes to play around with, fun puzzles, and 3 different modes to play on. This game has so much to offer, you will be playing it for a very long time to come. It is worth every penny you spend on it. I personally will be playing this game a hell of a lot in the future. So there you go, I hope you enjoyed my little mini review of Luigi's Mansion 3 on the Switch. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to check out my other videos where I do Final Fantasy Remake and Streets of Rage 4. Don't forget to go check out Moby's videos where he does sex scene education, talking about his favourite sex scenes in movies. And don't forget to check out Smewes Mutiny Music, where he does reviews of albums. He's done 4 Years Strong, Brain Pain, and recently he did I Disagree by Poppy. So don't forget to check those out. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and share with your friends and share it around. Until next time, when I'll see you on SGWP Gaming. Peace. Get it, you bastard!